What's up, everybody? Brian and Beane with yet another class from the classics. That's right, it's the Midst of the Millions. Oh Lord, guess who's with me this time? Caesar. God forbid somebody make a noise or this video is over. Listen, I hold in my hand 4 notes. That's right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I won't be slinging them that many times in this video. But another class from the classics here today to show you guys 4 reasons. That's right. 4 reasons more people will not invest in themselves. You know, I'll never understand this. Actually, I do, but I'll never understand why more people won't correct this once they get knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Do you know that investing in yourself is arguably the #1 investment you can make? Because the only way investing in yourself is a bad investment is if you are bad. And I don't think anyone watching this video thinks they're a bad person. The #1 thing you have to understand is until you have a plan for your money, somebody else does. So all you guys know by now, as the Mentor of the Millions, my job is to wake you up and shift your mindset so you can shift your income. Well, what led me to do this video is really simple. My team and I are giving away $10,000. Can you believe it? $10,000. I'm gonna call it scholarships because it's that time of year. The kids are going back to school. We have $10,000 in scholarship, but not the traditional scholarship where you're getting into debt to go to traditional school. A scholarship where if you invest in yourself, we will actually reimburse you. So I got to thinking, why don't most people take a home-based business serious, especially during the pandemic? Why won't more people take a closer look at something that's changing lives? Why won't more people text me when I give you my phone number in the captions? Let me give it to you verbally, 678-632-3914. Why won't more people text me? I know why more people won't text me. It's because of number 4. But before we get to number 4, we got to go to 1, 2, and 3. You won't text me personally because of number 4. And that's a big reason why most people don't succeed. I'm getting ahead of myself. Water goblet. It's not even hot today, but guess what? We're gonna get this thing done. Class from the Classics is officially on and popping. $10,000 being given away for the next 10 days. Check the date on this video because you still may qualify. Even if you see this video after 10 days, this knowledge is timeless. The #1 reason most people don't invest in themselves is miseducation. That's right, I said it, miseducation. Now I'm about to say something that's very, very unpopular, but I've been known to do that. Who cares, right? If you stay with the crowd, most people don't succeed because the crowd they're with are not succeeding. If you go away from the crowd, most people succeed because the answer is usually away from most people. So I've been known to go against the grain. Let me tell you why miseducation is important. I'm not knocking traditional knowledge. I'm not knocking traditional institutions. I do think the school system is really outdated. I think the late, great Tupac said it best. We should have courses on how to survive. We should have courses on growing your own fruits and vegetables, but we have courses on gym. Anyway, my whole point is the education system, the educational system is a little bit outdated, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things like capitalism. What people don't realize is that there are really 3 or 4 different social economic systems, and I'm gonna give it to you in layman terms. The reason you don't invest in yourself is because most people in this country, the great United States of America, don't even know that there's a game being played, and it's called capitalism. If you don't have a plan for your money, somebody else does. And that person is the person who understands the rules of the game. So let me give you the quick rules of the game. 3 social economic systems. 1, communism. Communism means 0 opportunities. Now, there are more social economic systems than this. Some people tend to confuse money with government. When you believe it or not, a lot of times they're intertwined. Okay, as long as there's not a problem, he'll be okay. He got an attitude now, he's gonna go over there. Anyway, so when you think about this, communism means 0 opportunities. This is like China. This is the former Soviet Union, now known as Russia. This is like Cuba. This is where the government basically says the people cannot operate on their own. The people cannot govern themselves. If you live in a communistic, if you live in a system that practices communism, what they're basically saying is your opportunities are going to be limited. We will ration what you get. We will tell you how much you will make. We will show you how to allocate those funds because you can't do it yourself. That's Cuba. That's China. That's the former Soviet Union. And you know for a fact that in those countries, most people are governed by the government. Socialism. Now, this is not a knock against any of these systems, right? But I'm just giving you the facts. Communism is one, socialism is two. Socialism says, look, you have limited opportunities. This is Norway, this is Denmark, this is Sweden. These are countries where they say, you know what? If everybody collectively just kind of came together, we can ration things out evenly because ideally, we should all be treated the same regardless of profession. We should all have an opportunity to succeed regardless of education. Ideally, in a socialist society, all of us will be somewhat even. The problem with most Americans, and the reason you don't invest in yourself, is because you think like a socialist in a capitalistic society. Brian, what do you mean? Well, if communism is zero opportunities, and socialism is limited opportunities, guess what capitalism is? Unlimited opportunities. Well, Brian, we're all equal. We're all born the same. We all born the same. We all got here the same way. This is not that kind of video, but we're not equal. Let's just face it, guys. I don't want to get into that right now. That's another video. But the bottom line is there are unlimited opportunities for those who go out and seize them. The problem with most people is that you think like a socialist in a capitalistic society. So in America, that's why people take advantage of you, because capitalists know that there's a game being played. Socialists think they're on the same playing field, and most people don't even know that a game is being played at all. See, here's what you have to understand. In this country, we go to school 12 years, right? K through 12. Then we get 4 more years undergrad. Then we get 2 more years masters and maybe 2 more years for a PhD. And then that whole time you get out of college and they tell you, you know what? It's not what you know, but it's who you know. Well, if it's who I know, why didn't you tell me who I should know my freshman year? Water goblet. So let me get it straight. $90,000 later in debt. I couldn't even afford books when I was in school. I got one little small scholarship. My parents, thank God, saved up the money for me to graduate from Morehouse College in 1997. So when I got my degree, I got older. And you know what the first thing they said? People that I know, now if you go down there and see John will get you a job because his brother works in human resources. Well, why couldn't I see John before I got in all this debt? That's what most Americans should be saying. It's lack of education. You're not taught entrepreneurship 101, so you don't invest in yourself. You're not taught abundance 102, so you don't invest in yourself. You're not taught mindset 103, so you don't invest in yourself. You're not taught leverage 104, so you don't invest in yourself. You're taught, go to school, get a good grade, get good grades, get a good job, hit the glass ceiling, try again, go back to school. That's why they call it a BS, because you went back to school to get in more debt, to come out and work for somebody else. Nothing wrong with a job. Nothing wrong with working for somebody else. I had to have a job at some point. Now, I was blessed enough to retire when I was only 22 years old. But at some point, I did work for a corporation. I can't give you guys the name of the company, but they call it the Bank of America. And long story short, my bank account was negative. I was in the red every single month with a negative balance in checking and savings, but I was working for a bank. How is this possible with a Morehouse degree? Easy. Educational system is outdated. So you don't believe in investing because you're not taught to invest in yourself as much as you are invest in somebody else. That's number 2. But if you don't understand the rules of the game and capitalism, and if you don't know that there's a game even being played, you will always make somebody wealthy and you will always think everything's a scam, because the only person scamming you a lot of times is the educational system, the banks, and the federal government. Scam may be a harsh word, but it can be somewhat misleading. See, here's the reality. Let me put it to you in layman terms. They compare it to having cows for whatever reason. In communism, the government says you have some cows. You're going to milk the cows. You're going to give us the milk. Then we're going to sell the milk back to you. Water goblet, that's gangster. Socialism says you have 8 cows. I have 4 cows. We have 12 cows. So I'm going to help you with your 8 so you won't have to manage them alone. But I'm going to bring 4 to the table as long as we can milk these bad boys together and divide the milk equally. That's the ideal situation in socialism. Capitalism says you have a cow. Let me find somebody with a bull. We'll mate the cow and bull, have some babies, sell the babies, keep a cow and bull until one of us decides we want to buy the other one out and own both the cow and the bull. That's capitalism. So you got to decide right now if you want to learn the rules of the game in capitalism. And the number one rule is pay yourself first. If the number one rule is pay yourself first, how are you going to get wealthy if somebody else is paying you, which means you're second in line and they are paying themselves first, which means they're practicing the rules of the wealthy and you are number 2 if you're lucky. Brian, what do you mean I'm number 2? Well, if you work for somebody, they get paid first, don't they? If they didn't pay themselves first, then they wouldn't have enough money for you. If you work for somebody, the government gets paid second, don't they? Because taxes come off the top. That's why you have gross and you have net, and your net often feels gross because the government got paid. Then the banks get paid because after you get your paycheck, the mortgage, the car note, the credit cards, the student loans, the personal loans have to be paid back. So you haven't been paid yet. Then you got utilities. Then you have bills and responsibilities. Then you got big business telling you that the new iPhone is out, that the new iPad is thinner, the new computer is faster. Best Buy says, come on down. So if you're lucky, you 5th in line. Boy, they did a number on us. That's why it's called Miseducation. The reason you don't invest in yourself. Look, we're giving away $10,000 out of our own pocket. We're giving back to people who give to themselves first, because that's a wealth principle. But some of y'all are not going to text me. I know you're not going to text me. I'm going to get to number 4, why you won't text me. 678-632-3914. You believe I'm not going to call you back? Give me a day or 2. I get busy. You believe the opportunity may be too good to be true? You believe this guy is scamming me? I've watched his videos. One thing about me, I'm consistent. You can say what you want in your comments. I actually appreciate it. I actually love them. It actually keeps me sharp, especially the haters. I love a hater. Y'all got to go see what I did to this one guy. He caught me on the wrong day. Now, some people, I can live with your little jokes. It's funny because we don't know each other, so it's kind of cool. But this one guy, he may never come back for me again. Go see Susu video number 1. Number 2, your belief system. Your belief system. You know why your belief system is down? Because you were taught that the best thing you can do is build somebody else's company. You understand? See, guys, I was in corporate America at one point. Not a knock against corporate America. The reason I don't knock corporate America is because if people didn't have jobs, then you tell me what this country and this society would look like. So don't ever knock a job. I always tell people, be thankful for your job, but not satisfied. I just believe in profits over wages. My point is, I was in corporate America, and my belief system at the time was, I'm going to have my corporate American ladder on this building, and I'm going to climb it until you realize that somebody either has to die or retire before you move up. And here I was in banking, right? You got associates, then you got vice presidents, then you got presidents, then you got senior vice presidents, then you got executive vice presidents. I'll never forget, they partnered with me with a mentor at the bank. His name was Bart. I could give you his whole name, but he may see this video. But Bart probably dead because Bart was old as hell when I graduated from college. How do I know he was old? Because I kept saying to myself, wait a minute, I got to get your age before I become an executive vice president. At the time, I just left Morehouse College. I graduated, got my degree. I'm 22 years old. I'm talking to a guy named Bart that has to be 68 at the bank. Man, what good is owning a Ferrari if you too old to look cool in it? Water goblet. My point, good people, is your belief system is building someone else's business is more valuable than investing in you. Putting your money in somebody else's 401k can guarantee you a higher rate of return. Investing in Apple, investing in Walmart, investing in IBM, investing in Dell Computers, investing in Amazon, investing in blue chips is not a bad thing. These are the companies that run this country, believe it or not. These are the companies that hold this bad boy down. These are the Fortune 500 companies that run the S&P. Investing in other companies is not a bad idea. It's a bad idea when you put all your eggs into another company and not one egg into you. It's because you don't believe. See, you've been taught that IBM is rock solid and stable. You've been taught that Amazon will be the next $1 trillion company. You've been taught that Apple is the way to invest. You've been taught that somebody else's company will make you wealthy. This may be true. People succeed in this stock game. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is if you believe in them, why don't you have any belief in you when private business eventually can become public? So you're investing in what's called a secondary market. The stock has already been created. Why don't you invest in yourself, a small home-based business? We teach it all day, every day, and make more money than any stock can ever return. Water goblet. It's not even hot today. And I'm drinking more than I usually drink in the class from the classics. Why? Because I'm spitting this game. So my mouth is dry. 3, lack of opportunity. You got plenty of opportunities. I've told you in several videos, text me. I've told you in several videos, let's collaborate. I've told you on several videos on my website. My colleagues have told you several times that during the pandemic, everybody is not losing. During the pandemic, some of us are making $50,000 a month. During the pandemic, some of us are making an extra $600 a month. Most Americans would not have filed bankruptcy if they had an extra $600. Most Americans have zero emergency fund. We teach you how to get it. Most Americans have no idea what a true emergency fund is. Let me school you. Your expenses multiplied by 6 is a true emergency fund. So if anything ever happens, nothing happens to you for 6 months. And that's plenty of time to rebound. Most Americans have $0 invested. Most Americans are uncertain about their futures. Most Americans have something illegal on their credit reports. Most Americans are overpaying taxes. How do you know? 2 words, tax refund. That's the overpayment of taxes. Most Americans are buried in debt, making the banks wealthy. Most Americans start the cycle all over because by the time you pay your student loans off, you have a kid that's ready to go to college. So guess what? The game begins all over again for the banks with the taxes, with the interest, and the government with the taxes, and we wonder why we don't have anything left to invest. You think there's a lack of opportunity. When you can watch this video, inquire about how in the world we have $10,000 to help individuals watching collectively help 55 to 100 people start a home-based business for nothing. Why? Because we believe if you invest in yourself, we'll give you your money back. Oh, but it's got to be a scam. No one does that. No one believes in a total stranger. Well, we do if we can create win-win situations. We do if we can invest in you and you invest in yourself and we collaborate. That's what business is all about. It's creating opportunities for others to succeed by solving a problem. And I just gave you 8 problems that most Americans have. Well, Brian, that's not me. My credit score is a 966. I don't need you to invest in me. Brian, that's not me. I don't get a tax refund. Brian, that's not me. I have plenty of savings and investments. Brian, that's not me. My assets are here. My liabilities are here. Well, guess what? Sir, this video is not for you. Isn't it amazing how many people tell you what they're not? I'm looking for the people who are telling me what they are. I'm looking for people who are hungry, I'm looking for people who are looking. If you're not hungry and looking, don't text me. This ain't hard. Every time I do a class from the classics, my goal is to bring you a different set of ideas. My goal is to tweak your belief system a little bit, because these are the facts I'm giving you. Most Americans are not happy financially. How do we know? Because most Americans get what's called a retirement job. What's a retirement job? That means they retired, found out it didn't work, and had to come back out and get another job. That's a retirement job. Most people work 2 jobs. Why'd you get 2 jobs when you can get one home-based business, get your time and money back, and get you off both jobs? Miseducation, lack of belief, lack of opportunity, so you think. So my job is to tweak your belief system just a little bit. What a goblet. It's not the big decisions you make that cause you to lose money. It's the small decisions you make over time, and your inability to make a decision and your inability to think different that costs you millions. How do I know? I lost my first $1 million in my 20s. How? Miseducation. Audit. Whoo. Taxes. Whoo. Knew how to make money, didn't know how to keep it. Here's what you guys have to remember. It's not how much money you make, it's how you make your money. If you make your money from home right now, number one, it's safe. I don't know about y'all. I'm not trying to be around a whole bunch of people right now. Why do you think I'm on YouTube? You can check me out. I can read your comments. We can collab online. We ain't got to see each other until I don't have to wear a mask. It's safe. Number two, we get paid every single day of the week. Anywhere from $5 a day, $150 a month, to $1,000 a day, $30,000 a month. Minimum. That's 1 of 10 ways we get paid. How? By sharing a home-based business. Why? Because people need to be safe. Why? Because it helps you lower your taxes. Why? Because the government gives tax advantages to people who have a business. Well, Brian, I don't have a business. Yes, you do. Your social security number made you an entrepreneur. You were born a business owner. You don't hear me though. Which brings me to number 4. Fear of taking action. What if he's right? And what if this works? I know. You're not going to text me, and it's okay. All I do is wake up every day and figure out how I can get people to see that you have a life worth living. How can I get people to see that you don't have to create a life for yourself when you can design a lifestyle for your family? How can I get people to see that it's years of miseducation that does not mean you're a bad person? It doesn't mean that you are wrong for the way you think. It just means it needs to be altered so you can get results that you've never seen before. I wake up every day and say, how can I get more people to see that I made mistakes in my 20s, lost 7 figures, so you won't have to do the same thing and make $1 million twice? How can I get people to see that your past should be your mentor? Learn from it. How can I get people to see that there are 2 ways to learn? Experience and the mistakes of other people. How can I get people to see that you can be young, fly, and cool and make millions of dollars legally, ethically, and morally? Or you can be more of a senior. You can be older. You can be wiser. And you can teach others how to be just as fly and cool. It don't matter how old you are. Don't matter where you're coming from. Don't matter where you've been. It only matters where you're going. That's why your windshield is bigger than your rear view for a reason. Because you're supposed to be looking forward. The reason most people wreck, because you're too busy driving. Man, I made some mistakes in my past. Man, I got divorced. I don't have no money. Man, I'm a single parent. Man, I don't have an education. You a lie. You get an education right now. It's just not the one you used to. You don't have to worry about being a single parent. A lot of people are single parents. You don't have to worry about being divorced. A lot of people are divorced. The challenge I need to get you to understand is all of that represents the old you. The new you is saying, yeah, I'm a single parent, but it's time for me to make change for myself and my family. The new you is saying, yeah, I had a marriage that went south, but guess what? That has nothing to do with where I'm going. The new you is saying, no, I didn't finish school. I don't have education, but I'm getting the education right now. See, knowledge is one thing. Applied knowledge is a totally different animal. And most people can get specialized knowledge instead of that old generic knowledge where Shakespeare and my English degree didn't teach me nothing. Oh, my Morehouse brother's gonna kill me. I didn't say Morehouse didn't teach me anything. I said my Shakespeare didn't teach me nothing. Okay, maybe one thing. Et tu, Brute. That means you too, Brutus, because I have been stabbed in my back enough times. One time for Julius Caesar. All right, I get it. Yeah, Brutus was a beast. Other than that, okay, he taught me that you may get stabbed in the back. I learned that lesson on my own. Other than that, I got a specialized education and specialized knowledge. After retiring at the age of 22, I now stand before you at 45 with 23 years of experience working from home. Why won't you text me? Water goblet. The number has been repeated in the video. 678-632-3914. The number is in the comments. The key word is in the comments. You give me 48 hours, I reply to you personally and sometimes instantly. The question is, are you going to reply to me so we can collab, take action, get you to believe in yourself, get you to overcome this miseducation, get you to understand that there's a new you, there's more abundance that awaits you, and the old you currently has you where you are right now, but the new you is yet to be discovered based on what you do today. I'm Beane. That's another class from the classics. Let's see if you text me. Come on, boy.